What's going on, everybody? ChromeOnRust here. Super excited to be bringing you this video because, well, Season 3 finally has an end date, and I am happy for that because Season 3 just seemed to drag out quite a bit. Pretty much like Season 1. It was like 5-6 months, it felt like Season 1 was. And then at the very end, the last 2 weeks, they ended up putting out ancient items, and all your farming prior pretty much mattered none, except for your Paragon points. But at that point, we weren't speed rifting greater rifts, and not everybody was Paragon 1000 plus, so it didn't matter quite as much because not everybody was just stacking a ton of main stat. But then that brought us into Season 2, and then that was Season 2. It was over. Now we're here in Season 3, and it did seem to drag out just a little bit. I feel like 3 months maybe about the appropriate time, but they are, planning their patches with their seasons and everything. So Season 4 is going to bring us a new patch, and that way we'll have new items and a bunch of new things. So Season 3 is going to be ending, and that means, well, Season 4 is going to be starting, and that is going to be a pretty exciting time for all of us, I do feel, because, well, we're getting Kanai's Cube, just a couple of the major changes, in my opinion, that I feel are some of the most epic. Kanai's Cube, it's not completely changing the game, but it is giving the players what they asked for. The players wanted the developers to reduce the items that it required for set pieces, so that way they could use all these items that had the legendary powers on there and not be stuck with their set 6 set piece bonus. So they went a little bit above and beyond, and they gave us Kanai's Cube because now you're also going to be able to throw on all your normal gear, but you're also going to be able to equip an additional weapon or offhand. You're going to be able to also equip additional piece of armor and then one piece of jewelry. So 3 slots that you're going to be able to equip on top of the gear that you're already wearing. That's pretty much what the players wanted, and they gave it to us. And then the last major change, at least in my opinion, is the removal of trials. And once again, that's what everybody wanted. It took them a while just to say, hey, the trial system, I don't want to put down the trial system. It is a good system. It was the fact that you had to do it every time that you wanted to go into a greater rift. That was the huge problem in my opinion. So they just removed trials like we all wanted. They gave us the drop down box, and who could say no to that? So we're going to take a look at this little article here. If you want to check out the video version, you can. I'll leave a link in the description to this page so you can check it out for yourself if you like. Season rollover, conquest, leaderboards. Season rollovers just pretty much know that everything and anything that you could possibly collect or acquire in seasons is going to be transferring over to your non-season. Yes, that includes heroes, gold, paragon points, blood shards, items, artisans, recipes, shared stash, achievements, and of course, Season 3 rewards. Then conquest, if you want to sick brag to your buddies and show them your conquest or your leaderboards and be like, hey, I made it on the front page, you could do that, and they can be like, hey, you play Diablo too much, and that'll be fair. Season 3 and Season 4 start dates. This is really why we're doing a video today. North America, how about that? America's server, whatever. Europe, Asia, Sunday, August 23rd at 5 p.m. is when it's going to be ending for everyone. And then Season 4 start date, oh yeah, we got a date, is going to be Friday, August 28th. So there's just going to be a few days in between the end of Season 3 and the beginning of Season 4, pretty much like they have always done. So that's going to be pretty much it for this video, but I did want to self-plug one more time, as I always like to do, because, well, the hardcore scene has been pretty dead. I'm not going to lie to you, the hardcore community is much smaller than the softcore community. But with that said, when you're out there and you're playing, hardcore versus softcore, you actually, instead of feeling like one of the fish in the ocean and you really don't get to meet anybody, you actually get to feel like maybe you're living in more like a pond and you get to meet all the other creatures out there. So if you're planning on playing seasonal, you might as well just play some hardcore. Give it a try at least if you have not. It is going to be well worth your time, just so that way you know that you're not wasting your time in softcore when honestly you could be having more fun in hardcore. So with that said, if you need a clan, message me, ChromeOnRust 1404 Nasty Old Vikings. We ask about 2 or 3 questions. It is a very thorough process. We just like to make sure that you're a legit dude or dudette. And then you're pretty much in as long as you play some in your hardcore and your seasonal. Do send me that message because we are looking for people to grind with, especially at the beginning of Season 4. So that's going to be it for me. I am ChromeOnRust for Core Expert Gaming. Thank you so much for stopping by the channel. Like, subscribe if you would. I am stumbling over my words because I was just trying to spit that out as quick as I could. So as I said, that's it for me. Thanks for watching. And you all, as always, have a great day.